So what's going on? Oh my gosh. So what's going on? I'm sorry for the audio sounding very bad, but here we are. Here, my name is Joan. We're gonna be taking a look into de-essing. So before we do that, I have a book below that is free about music theory. So check it out. Okay. So the first thing is first. If you're watching this video, okay, if you're watching this video, there might be a little chance that you're over EQing, okay, over EQing. You're probably using too much EQ, and then it's just singling out those high frequencies, and then you're compressing it, and that's probably creating a mess. So I would recommend you to turn off every single effect and listen to the song with the tracks and the raw vocal, and then start again, because there might be a chance that if you're watching this video is because you are over EQing. What you're doing is probably EQing, then compressing, and those high frequencies, they go really really fast, and you probably didn't put a fast attack into it, and that's why you have an issue. Okay. So okay, so S's and sibilants and all of that stuff, is very very important, because those things you do not notice them as you mix, but you notice them when you master. You will see those S's coming, and one of the things is, as much as you can, to solve it at the root, right? So what I tell my singer is that when you sing, don't sing like this, don't sing into the mic, sing forward, right? So that the S's go this way, because this is about live sound, right? What I do is live sound. So sing this way, not so much this way, so that the essence doesn't stay there in the piece and whatever. So those are probably the root causes. And then there is something else. It also might be a sign that you're using shift gear, which is not a problem. Shift gear is not a problem nowadays because everything is so modern, and that's what I use all the time, shift gear, because you can do much more. Okay. So then there is something else, and it's also the fact that you might be also overthinking it. And I'm gonna be showing you the song. This song, I wouldn't do too much about it, but I am going to use it as an example because it has a lot of S's. And it's when the song falls, there is a timing where people become humans, and you start noticing those issues with the vocals and the S's, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it, so you're just gonna have to roll with it. So let's go to the song. So here's my song. It's called My Portion, Mi Porción, Levi's song, and let's hear what's going on here with my friend. Oops, I have no sound. Oh, that's me. Cuán hermosa es mi heredad, tú sustentas mi suerte. Can you hear that? Tú sustentas mi suerte, cuán hermosa es mi heredad, tú sustentas mi suerte, cuán hermosa es mi heredad, tú sustentas mi suerte, okay. Cuán hermosa es mi. So our first technique that we are going to is one that is very used, but probably you're not watching this video because of this technique, but obviously it's the TDR Nova technique, which is, and I'm gonna tell you how it works and why I do not use it. So this TDR Nova, which is just an amazing free plugin, and I learned this from In The Mix, right? As probably you did too. If we go to the presets here, we have two de-essers, and here's the de-esser. Let's see how's the audio. Tú sustentas mi suerte, cuán hermosa. Nope. Let me turn it on. This is live.
FYI.
Tú sustentas mi suerte, cuán hermosa.
Okay, very good. We heard it. Let's lower it.
Tú sustentas mi suerte, cuán hermosa es.
Let's exaggerate it. Let's exaggerate it.
Tú sustentas mi suerte, cuán hermosa.
Okay. So that's pretty good. That is pretty good. That's a good job. Now I have issues with this software, and it's that I feel, and it's true. If I go to any other part of a song, if I go to another part of a song, it's gonna be loud. Let me lower this. The guitar, no.
Necesidad, mi herencia. Tú eres mi parte, eres mi parte, mi
I don't know if you hear it, but what it's doing is that it's destroying the rest of it, the rest of the high frequency of the vocal. There is a let me see.
necesidad, mi herencia. Tú eres mi parte.
I don't know if you hear it. Probably if you're listening from a phone, you will hear it. Okay? So it's taking away a bit of that breath of when she sings. And all I wanted to do is take de-esses. So that's why I avoid using it. I mean, you do you. So the second technique that I use is when I have really, really, really hard vocals, like difficult vocals, I make an automation. And what I try to do with the automation is I try to listen to the whistle in her vocal. Let me see.
Suerte, cuán hermosa es mi heredad.
It sounds like every single time she says, and that's right here. Let me see.
Suerte, cuán hermosa es mi heredad. Tú sustentas mi.
Hold on. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec.
Suerte, cuán hermosa es mi heredad. Tú sustentas mi suerte, cuán hermosa es mi heredad. Tú sustentas mi suerte, cuán hermosa.
Okay, so that's my point.
Suerte, cuán hermosa es mi heredad.
You look for that whistle. Right now, since I'm live streaming and doing two things at the same time, I would not be able to do it as I should. But what I would do is just obsess with the whistle. And after I find the whistle, obviously, this is gonna go downwards, and I will create an automation. So here's the automation for every single whistle of the entire 5-minute song. Excuse me, let me just get rid of this. Something. It's just literally going through the entire song, but to be honest, it's mostly the beginning, fixing mostly the beginning. If your vocal is hard enough that it needs to do that, well, sometimes, depending on the gear you have, sometimes you need to do it. Okay, so we used TDR Nova, we use the automation, and what I do nowadays mostly, this is what I do mostly, is Maximus. I know it's simple. I know, it looks like it's not gonna do anything, but this is what I do. So obviously, before doing any of this, you should probably start EQing your vocals. And after you EQ, you should even probably EQ the whole entire song. You should be EQing the whole entire song. Everything should be in its place. Anywho, what I have Maximus right here. Let me show you. Let me hit play. Let me choose another. This area.
Mi suerte, cuán hermosa. Mi suerte, cuán hermosa es mi heredad.
Okay. So here's our S's. Here's where it is. So when you open Maximus, it's gonna show like this, right? And what I do is I click on the high part, probably open it. Oh no.
Mi suerte, cuán hermosa es mi heredad.
And that's my S right here. This is my S. Now let me exaggerate this. Completely lower the ceiling.
Mi suerte, cuán hermosa es mi heredad. Tú sustentas mi suerte, cuán hermosa.
I just have found that this technique, what I'm doing is the same thing you do with the drums when you maximize it, is that you're taking the saturation and you just going ahead and adding saturation, cutting that vocal, that S mostly. When it comes, it's just cut. And what I do is this: I play with it. The threshold, I will lower it even lower than that, right? So this is the threshold, so that it doesn't cut it as drastically. So these are the only two knobs I use. Now let's say that the vocal starts screaming in some part of the music. And so when the vocal does that, every single frequency is loud. And let me see. You see, this is the S's. This is supposed to be the S's, but everything is loud. Everything is loud. So you see how it's cutting everything. It's cutting everything. Not just the S's, it's also cutting. That's not a good thing, okay? Because sometimes you need that there. What I do when it comes to those high places is I literally automate the ceiling. So I create an automation for the ceiling. Right click, create an automation clip, and then I just bring it up in that high area, in that louder area. So those are the techniques I've used. If there are many techniques, but I think that those are like the most useful one for me is Maximus. It's Maximus, just 100%. It does the job. I EQ it, I maximize it, and then I think I compress it. Let me check one of my songs. Let me see. And let's go with this one. Gonna be checking. Let me see how I do it for real. So the way I EQ is a little bit different. It's kind of overwhelming, but so here's my EQ. This is my EQ. These are the parts of the song. And then I have Maximus right here. It's odd that I don't have any compression on this. It's mostly because I work with automation more than compression. This is how it looks. This is how one of my vocals looks. Because I found that it's less work doing it this way than doing like the whole entire thing. It's just for the gear and for live performance. And live performance, you need to get away from the microphone. You need to scream. You need to talk softly, etc. And so it looks complicated. It's very easy. So that pretty much it. Let me see if there's any questions. I mean, I don't think. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Don't forget to read the description. I have in the description, I have a message. I have also, besides a message, I have my links to my music. I have links to my music theory book that I wrote. It's Music Theory Basics for producers, so that you get like the foundation of how to work in music theory. So it's right there, it's free. And that's it. Take care. Hold on.